Okay, this is what you require for this installation. Flathead screwdriver or a plastic trim tool is preferred. A 1/4" driver, 7mm socket, 5.5mm socket, and some masking tape. Alright, so what we're doing today is we're going to do the rear deck lid for the EcoBoosts. Now this is what the export model comes with, and the US guys have the Pony. So we'll do different versions. We'll show you how to install the Pony on either two, the Euro or the export version, and also the American version. So once we pop the boot up, we're just going to run through what you're going to have to pop off. You're going to pop these two plastic covers here. There's 2 bolts in here, which we'll show you how to take off. There is 2 rubber grommets, which sort of screw out, pull out. We'll just remove this cap, and we're going to take these 3 push pins, so we can run, when we have the badge there, we can run the wiring along the same harness. What you want to do is, with these plastic covers, you want to pop them out. They just come out fairly easy. Get your 7mm socket, undo the 2 bolts on this side, then proceed to do the same thing on the other opposite side. What you want to do, these rubber grommets, sort of like, they keep twisting now, just keep twisting. And then they come out, and do it to the same side. Get your screwdriver, just put it in between, yep, and release it. And then we can go ahead and start removing 1, 2, 3. So once you've taken those push pins out, you just fold down the carpet. Because we're going to actually start running wires down this, down along this harness here, it's very easy access to get to the camera plug. So we just want to unplug that. Just leave it to the side. Okay, so what you want to do is run some tape along the top edge here. This will protect the paint from getting damaged when you're trying to pop this actual deck lid off. So what we're going to do is there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 clips either side of this. What we're going to do, we're just going to put, it's going to use a fair amount of force. So you're going to grab the edge and then slowly pop it. Come over to the other side and do exactly the same. And then the whole deck lid comes out. Alright, this next part is only if you have an export model that has this Forks gas cap. Now what you'll have to do, because you're replacing the whole deck lid itself, because you're going to get a kit, you're going to have to remove these 2 bolts so you can remove the actual camera and put it into the new deck lid. Alright, so this is the EcoBoost that the US guys get. What we're going to do, we're just going to, before we drill the back, we're going to just put a tape across here. This will help it when you're rotating. Also, just get a tape and just touch the edge of the top of the tail and the end of the tail. This will actually give you a guide, so when you put the X-Lume badge on, you actually guide, that's your guideline. So you hear a slight click, that means it's just before you drill the last hole, make sure you put your hand underneath and actually hold the pony so it stops it from rotating, and drill the last one out. When you hear a click, that's it, it's done. Now what we're going to do, we're going to flip it over and we can just remove the pony badge. So the pony badge will fall off once we remove this tape. You can either keep it as a souvenir or chuck it out. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you'll get your drill template. So this is for the power wire. So it's got 2 holes which line up to these 2 holes here. So we just place it in, push it in like that. we're just going to put another piece of tape across here so the jig stays in place while we drill a hole. So once we drill the hole, we're going to remove the template. Now, as you can see, the area is pretty dirty. Before we actually stick the pony onto this surface, we're just going to have to make sure this area is clean. So if you want to use something like a rubbing alcohol or IPA and with just to wipe it down, make sure it's clean so the double side tape can actually really bond well here. Alright, once you got the surface clean, what we're going to do is feed the wire through the power hole. And grab it. Just pull it all the way through. And what we're going to do, we're just going to test the fitting. So push it all the way through. So once you feed the wire through, what you're going to do, you're going to go back to your tape lines and you're actually going to get them, the end of the tail and the top of this hump lined up straight, and then that will make the rest of the body straight. So you're going to take the double side tape off and stick it down. Now once it sticks down, it's going to stick down hard, so just make sure that you get those two points straight and the rest of the badge will follow. So what you're going to do, you're going to make sure the badge is down well and all the edges are sitting on the deck lid. Then you're going to remove your tape and you're ready to install it back onto the vehicle. Okay, so we're going to put the deck lid back on. What you have to remember is these little hooks here, they'll refer to the back of the deck lid there. So what you're going to do, you're going to feed the wire through the hole first. Just leave it fit as much. So when you're roughly at this point, what we're going to do is that we're going to just line them up, and what you're going to do is you're going to slide forward. You're going to slide forward, and then you're going to come to the top and you're going to press them in. And just pull the rest of the excess wire out. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug the camera back in, and then we're going to cable tie the wire. So we're going to put a cable tie about near the first cable tie, you'll see. Then we're going to do the second one just about there. So just connect the plugs in, and then we're going to just put one more cable tie just before it comes out of the carpet, just to hold it there. So when the wire comes out of the carpet, what we're going to do, we're just going to tuck it behind. So we're going to put one at the top, one at the bottom, and as it turns around, we're going to put one underneath. So what we're going to do now is take the spare wheel cover off. We're going to take this push pin out. This is magnetic, so this will be able to, we can pull it forward. And also we need to remove these 4 points here, which would essentially take this whole panel out for us. So once you've done that, you will see the brake wires, the harness. So this runs into the tail light. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect by pushing this tab, pull it up, and then we're going to grab this and just wriggle it around and just pull it forward so it comes out. Now what you might need to do, what you probably will need to do, is this extra insulation, you're going to have to cut it and peel it back a little bit more. And we're going to tap these wires with the 2 posi taps that we've supplied you. Okay, we're going to show you, try to get a close up of this. So we've tapped the black wire, and the actual one that you want to tap now is that second one here, which is yellow and brown. So the yellow and brown is where you want to put the second posi tap. So as you can see, we've tapped that second one there, which is yellow and brown. Before tucking it all back up, you want to make sure to test it. So what you can do is, if you have your key, just unlock lock, and if it turns on when you unlock it, then you've connected it to the Parkers. So this is how we've wired it up for to work with the Parkers. Now, that purple wire there, that very first one in the bottom row, that is if you want to connect it to your brakes. So you have the option to connect it to your Parkers or connect it to your brakes. The choice is yours. Okay, so we're just going to put it all back together. So you plug it back to the body of the car, then you put the clip back in. And what we're going to do, we're just going to run this wire and cable tie it here. This will be behind the carpet. Then we're going to push the carpet back. Then we're going to put the plastic trim that sits on covering the boot latch, and then put the floor back. So once you got all the inside done, we're going to go just reverse the roll. So we're going to put all the push pins back. We're going to put those 2 rubber grommets. I'm going to put the 2 bolts this side, 2 bolts this side, and then finish them off with the plastic capping. And after that, you're ready to test it, and you're ready to go hit the road.